Yo, Doc, come in.
Marty, what happened to you? I went to Biff's house and you weren't there.
You must have just missed me. I'm in the back of Biff's car. He's on his way to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Marty, listen, we may have to abort this entire plan. It's getting much too dangerous.
Don't worry, the book is on Biff's dashboard. I'll grab it as soon as we get to the school.
Marty, you must be extremely careful not to run into your other self.
My other self?
Yes! Remember, your mother is at that exact same dance with you. Yeah.
Right. This could get heavy, Doc.
Heavy. Marty, whatever happens, you must not let your other self see you. The consequences could be disastrous. Excuse me, sir. Yes, you with the hat.
Who? Me?
Yes. Be a pal, hand me a 5/8 inch wrench out of that toolbox. 5/8? Don't you mean 3/4? Why, you're right. I presume you're conducting some sort of weather experiment. That's right. How did you know that? Oh, I happen to have had a little experience in this area. Yes. Well, I'm hoping to see some lightning tonight, although the weatherman says there's not going to be any rain. Well, there's going to be plenty of rain, all right. Wind, thunder, lightning. It's going to be one hell of a storm. Well, thanks. Nice talking to you. Maybe we'll bump into each other sometime again in the future. Or in the past.
Are we back?
We're back.
Everybody, guess what I'm doing again? Watching one movie and podcasting about it. Every day in March, it's Back to the Future 2. So listen each day, or at least try, as I bring you year 2 of Marchy McFly. It's Marchy McFly. It's Marchy McFly. It's Marchy McFly. Oh, Marchy McFly. It's Marchy McFly.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday, March 25th, Friday, where today I watched Back to the Future Part 2 for the 25th time. And now I'm here talking about it to you for the 25th time. One thing that I noticed the other day, and it killed me, is that George McFly in this movie dies in the alternate 1985. He dies in March. I believe it was March 17th. And I didn't make the connection to line it up to do either the George McFly, I had a picture of, George McFly murdered, the newspaper. I didn't time it on that date. And that regret will haunt me for the rest of my days. Now, although I've been, wishy-washy about this movie, and my guest yesterday, who definitely did watch the movie 3 times. I'm not saying 3 times to prepare. I'm saying 3 times in the past 33 years. But this movie still brought us something. It brought us something to look forward to. A future. Now, obviously, the future didn't pan out like they say in the movie, but it still brought us a specific date in the future that, when you really think about it, just made all the sense in the world to market, some updates. I think it was the new Blu-ray. Makes all the sense in the world to really have a giant celebration of Back to the Future on October 21st, 2015. And what's crazy is that we're coming close to that being 7 years ago. And while, you do see some flying cars, they're not actually like a thing yet. Now, I say that because I've seen flying cars or someone trying to make some sort of flying automobile or these portable helicopters that can also drive. All these things are like concept future things, but I like seeing those things on CNET. CNET is, it's like a tech blog, website. They make videos. I am a huge fan of CNET. I love watching their videos. I kind of take their opinion. I value their opinion. I listen to some of their podcasts. And the reason I'm making a connection or bringing up CNET is because much like many other news services and media outlets, on October 21st, 2015, they posted a blog, said our favorite 2015 tech from Back to the Future Part 2 reviewed. I'd like to read through that, and I also will put a link to this article in the show notes. This article is written by Sarah Mitroff, Nate Ralph, and Caitlin Petrakovitz. I believe I said that right. Our favorite 2015 tech from Back to the Future 2 revealed, would the tech in 2015 of BTTF have survived our rigorous CNET testing process? We reviewed everything from the Holomax to self-lacing Nikes. I do like watching them take like folding phones and testing them, just or any phone drop test. They do all kinds of things. So it looks like they ran some sort of test on the 2015, 2015 tech, quote unquote test. So the year 2015 is coming to a close, and for gadgets lovers, it has been one for the almanacs. A few hits, forget it. This is a joke. This is obviously the whole thing's written in jest, but they're throwing in some clever puns. One for the almanacs. A few hits, a few misses, and more than a few. What were they thinking? I'm looking at you, self-lacing shoes. From faxes you can send on the go, honest, to top-notch pizza you can fit in your purse, there's something for everyone this year. Here are some of our favorite new products from 2015. See anything here you like? Send us a fax and let us know. The Black & Decker Hydrator, the good. The Black & Decker Hydrator cooks portable hydrated food in seconds. The bad, some food will lack the texture and flavors you get from cooking in a traditional oven. Bottom line, you can't beat the speed and convenience of the hydrator, especially if you're not into cooking from scratch. This hydrator, specifically. Faster food prep is the dream of any home cook, and the Black & Decker hydrator makes it a reality. Dust off your old hydrator and start cooking, because this new hydrator... dust off your old dehydrator and start cooking, because this new hydrator is the perfect accompaniment. They're saying they can like rehydrate jerky? I guess it's a hydrator. Black & Decker's model hydrates, heats, and cooks your dehydrated food from pizza and burgers to eggs and bacon. Voice commands let you talk to the machine to set a hydration level, making it mostly hands-free. Through the small window of the front, you can watch the food's progress. No more lugging a big lunch to the office or school. You can just slip a compact dehydrated sandwich or steak into your bag and hydrate them when needed. So they're thinking that you can dehydrate food, make it smaller, bring it with you someplace, and then rehydrate it, which seems like it would, make sense logically. The machine can turn a hockey puck-sized pizza into a family meal in seconds. But I'm skeptical that it can get the same toothy crust and bubbly cheese that only an oven can provide. Yeah, it kind of didn't look great. It wasn't a great advertisement for Pizza Hut when that is the pizza that came out. Those who like soft pizza won't be turned off by the hydrator's results. For those not already dehydrating at home, fast food restaurants like Pizza Hut are now selling prepackaged meals. So you can get those eating out experience. You can get that eating out experience at home. Personally, I can't wait for dehydrated Taco Bell tacos. Then they go into the Holomax, which is the Jaws 19 movie. Watching the Justice League fight all around you in the theater gives you a wonderful immersive feeling as you experience a film rather than simply watch it. Watching the Justice League, that's what they're talking about in 2015. Now, Justice League came out in 2017. I'm not talking about the, of course, much, much better Zack Snyder's Justice League. But the Justice League came out in 2017. I guess it was already announced then. The bad, for some the giant screen is too large, and the sensation evoked by intense holograms can cause many to stay away from the theater. Think 3D motion sickness amplified by fear and surprise that you can see potential for major accidents. Oh, and surprise, and you can see potential. Okay, now I can't read. Think 3D motion sickness amplified by fear and surprise, and you can see potential for major accidents. I feel like there should be a comma there. Bottom line, without judging the quality of Holomax films, and don't get me started on that Jaws sequel, I think the technology has some great potential. The latest entry in the Human Centipede series really showcased just how frightening a great horror film can be when you truly envelop the audience in the moment. That being said, the jump from 3D films to immersive Holomax has left some people feeling more than a little queasy. From reports of seasickness to complaints of injuries sustained while moviegoers were trying to get away from incoming monsters, missiles, and cars, the theater experience itself doesn't seem to be prepared for these types of visuals. Holomax is a great first step, but studios and directors need to pick and choose carefully which properties they can continue in this format. Otherwise, there may not be a next step. Wow, so we got a few more. I'm going to read them all because, what else you got to do except listen to this. The Nike Mag Power Lacing Shoes. Nike's Mag shoes lace up their own. I can't read. Let's do this again. I'm not going to edit it. Nike's Mag shoes lace up on their own, making them convenient, quick, and better than your average shoe. The bad. The shoes likely need frequent recharging and only come in one style currently. If the mags fit with your far-out fashion vibes, grab a pair now. Otherwise, wait for version 2.0. Then there's a little, they go into it now with a few more paragraphs. Are you lacing up your shoes by hand? How passe. Go out right now and get a pair of Nike's Mag Power Lacing Shoes, the future of footwear. Designed to fit perfectly, they'll conform to your feet and lace up in seconds, hands-free. Simply slip your foot in and let them do the rest. You'll program them when you buy them so they'll fit just right. Mechanics inside the shoe automatically pull the laces tight and release them, all powered by a rechargeable battery in the heel. That battery should last at least a few days since you'll only be using the power laces twice a day to put them on and take the shoes off. And no doubt the style is a bit masculine. They have a speckled gray sole, gray interior, and extra large white flaps that hug your ankles. The lights on the outsole and heel counter are a major improvement on the flashing lights of our 90s LA Gear sneakers. Yes, I remember those. And add some not-so-subtle style to the shoe. This is just version 1, though, and Nike is sure to give us a few styles with the next iteration. And they definitely made those shoes in the past. I'm going to save that one for last. PackFax, the fastest growing convenient way to send a message, is available on a street corner near you. This is This is delivering the, see, I never picked up on this. Pack fax. That's what the mailbox says. I thought that was just like a mail thing, but it's really talking about faxing. They Back to the Future spent, or overrated the value of the fax machine because they didn't know the internet then, there was no internet. Even though video calling was a thing. Sending a fax occasionally takes up, it says good. The fast, most convenient way to send a message is available on a street corner near you. Bad, sending a fax occasionally takes up to a full second. Some might miss the old-timey feel of sending a physical letter through the mail. Bottom line, short of some wonder tech that'll let you send a fax from your pocket. That'll let you send a fax from your pocket. How like that'll be the day. The pack fax is as quick and easy as it gets to send a message while you're on the go. So it must be like the Postal Service or send a fax, right? Sure, fax machines are the fastest way to send your folks a photo of your kid or pass along a last-minute happy birthday message, but when you're out and about, do you really have time to send a fax? As it turns out, you do. Just pop over to the pack fax, punch in a number of the fax machine you're trying to reach, and you're good to go. In just half a second, your machine will be shooting through telephone wires and popping out of a fax machine across the world. It's without a doubt the fastest way to get your point across. The pack fax isn't perfect. To start, they aren't available everywhere, and you'll still got to lug around the sheets of paper or pictures you want faxed. And you've had to be a real bojo to want to type a letter on a tiny keypad. Wink, wink. But it's a nice compromise, and since they're available in most cities and even plenty of small towns, there's a good chance there's a pack fax near you. Self-drying auto-adjusting jacket. The good. Caught in a storm without an umbrella, splashed by a truck as you're crossing the street. This jacket can help. It won't dry all of you, but on more than one occasion, I was thankful for the speedy blow dry. It even helped with my hair. The bad. The jacket would randomly size up or down as I was trying to unzip it, and there was no way to silence the wet alarm or postpone it. Sometimes the jacket misread my arm length as if I was wearing long sleeves. I couldn't adjust myself. And I couldn't adjust myself. Oh, I get it. Bottom line, this isn't the first incarnation of self-adjusting clothing, but it is the most fully realized and most fashionable. I have been so excited for adjusting clothes since it was first announced. Even so, I had significant issues with the auto-drying, randomly adjusting at the wrong times. Plus, what use is a self-drying jacket? Auto-adjusting, randomly adjusting. Plus, what use is a self-drying jacket if it's not also waterproof and protecting my clothes underneath? I love to see this tech implemented in some clothing items, and until then, it's really only recommendable for early adopters who don't mind a few bugs. Marty was dry in 5 seconds. His entire body was dry. I mean, I don't know how long he took out of the water, but his entire body was dry. It says, honorable mention goes to JVC's video glasses, the garden center, and thumb pads, though we're still a little weary of the dangers of security, which uses an appendage, especially amid reports of rise of break-ins. Editor's choice, we chose not to include bionics on our list of best technology of this year. This is because they're not fully legal and are prone to overloads based on users' emotions. If bionics are legalized in the upcoming election or at any point in the future, we will happily review them. Very fun article, except I left one thing off because I wanted to read this one last, the Mattel hoverboard. A great beginner board, the funky Mattel hoverboard is a cheap way to get your kids into a new hobby. The bad, the color scheme grows on you, but it'll take a while. The handlers look a little dorky. The handlebars look a little dorky. Oh yeah, because remember the girl had handlebars on it on the board until Marty stole it from her and pulled the handlebars off. And then, do we ever see the hole again? Well, this is the one I'm looking at. Looks like a remade version, but that'd be interesting. I want to look now in the movie to see the spot where he took the pole out, the handlebar. Bottom line, your kids aren't going to win any races on this thing without a lot of luck. But as a beginner's ride before they pick up their very own pit bull, you could do worse. Mattel's latest entry in the crowded hoverboard space is tricky for kids. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The bright pastels are fun, and the foot strap and included handlebar will keep your little ones upright while they get used to gliding along. Experienced boarders should steer clear, though. Mattel's hoverboard isn't all that speedy, being outpaced by even the relatively low-res, no-tech hoverboards. Like most hoverboards, you're going to... Are the no-tech the ones that the other guys had? I'd have to look at that again. Like most hoverboards, you're going to want to stick pretty close to solid ground to give it the occasional kicks. If your kid chooses to keep their crags dry, they'll steer clear of deep puddles. Because those boards don't work on water unless you've got power. Ha ha ha. So that was just an example of one of the things that happened on October 21st, 2015. Another thing that I've noticed is that ABC had this giant, push, this giant almost day-long celebration of Back to the Future Day. And what surprises me is that it was ABC that did this, not NBC. NBC is part of Universal. This is a Universal film. Why ABC is part of Disney? Why did ABC do all this? So I'm going to play a few clips of what ABC did during the day. Number one, they referenced Back to the Future in a lot of their television shows. Now, when I found this clip, my first thought was, did I play this last year? And I may have. But then I realized, I don't care.
So, any ideas how to get back?
How would I know how to get back to the future? Who do I look like, Marty McFly?
Marty McWho?
The kid with the lightning and the DeLorean, and they went back in time, and then
He's some sort of wizard?
This has got to be a joke.
What are you talking about, Carson?
Goldstein drives a DeLorean. The car used as a time machine in Back to the Future? There's no way that's a coincidence.
Robert Zemeckis, director of Back to the Future 2, gave an interview where he admitted that hoverboards were in fact real.
They've been around for years. It's just that parents groups have not let toy manufacturers make them, and we got our hands on some.
Et voila, here is my car.
You needed a car in LA and you chose a DeLorean?
I love Back to the Future.
Listen, yesterday morning in my office, I know I was a little dark brown Back to the Future.
Whoa, wait. You were on a hoverboard? As in a flying skateboard?
True story. I was walking through the mall and a scientist walked up to me, a real Doc Brown type, and he asked if I wanted to be in a select group of kids to test hoverboard technology.
Wow, it's really cool. It looks just like the one in the movie.
That was the point.
But does it take you back in time?
Care to find out?
I rode a hoverboard!
Odd thing to say when we're talking about mitochondria.
Michael J. Fox is a delight, no?
It's dated itself a little because some of the shows are no longer there. There was Castle, Once Upon a Time. The Goldbergs still kicking. And there might have been some shows in there that I didn't recognize, but it was they did that during the day. Then that night, Kimmel did a whole Back to the Future special. They focused the whole thing, and I might have played that last year. That's a long video. It's kind of long, so I may have played it again last year. I don't remember, but I'm not going to play the whole thing here. I definitely wanted to play you some of it because just the ovation they get alone when it's Jimmy Kimmel talking at first, then the lights go out, then the DeLorean hits the stage, and when the doors open, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd get out, and the ovation they get is ridiculous.
Today is a big day for fans of Back to the Future, the movies. Today is October 21st, 2015. It is the date to which Marty McFly and Doc Brown travel in Back to the Future 2. I remember when I first saw the movie, and it was amazing. You know, part of the fun was it was amazing to see what life might be like 30 years in the future. And now that we're actually here in the future, we go back to is everything. What?
So that's the sound of the doors opening up. And listen when they get out.
Doc, where are we?
According to my calculations, this is the year 2015, Marty. The future.
Whoa, 2015, that's heavy. All these people must have got here in their flying cars.
No, you know what? We never figured out flying cars, actually. We never did figure that out.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, my name is Jimmy Kimmel. You time traveled into the middle of my talk show. So.
You have a talk show?
Yeah.
What happened to Johnny Carson?
Oh. Johnny Carson passed away.
No.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he did. I'm sorry you had to find out on TV. It's not, I mean, yeah, but it was quite a while ago, and he was older.
So, TV, are people watching us on TV right now?
Yeah, people are. Let me just clarify. People are watching us on TV right now, although honestly, most people will probably watch this on their phones on the toilet tomorrow.
That's gross.
It's better than it sounds. Not so terrible. It's really actually kind of fun.
So, you haven't invented flying cars yet?
No, we have not, yeah.
You at least have hoverboards?
They call them hoverboards, but they're not really hoverboards. Yeah.
Did you achieve peace in the Middle East?
Oh, no.
Are the Cubs in the playoffs?
Yeah, they actually are. The Cubs are in the playoffs. Unless they got eliminated, and the Mets are in the playoffs, too, yeah.
That's good, but if you don't mind me asking, what the hell have you guys been doing for 30 years?
Well, let's see, 30 years. Oh, you know what? We invented this thing called a cronut. It's like part croissant and part donut, and they put them together, and it's actually quite delicious. Really good. I got it. This is very exciting.
Hey, Doc, it seems like 2015 kind of sucks.
Yeah. Apparently, the technological and cultural achievements of this era are somewhat underwhelming.
And while Doc, Christopher Lloyd, is saying that, Jimmy Kimmel's more focused on taking his phone out and getting a selfie with the three of them. The video is about 10 minutes long. I'm going to put the whole video, I'm going to link to it in the show notes, so if you want to check that out. And the last thing I want to play from you is later on that night, ABC's Nightline, their news show, did a little feature on Back to the Future Day, specifically on a man who customizes DeLoreans.
You know, there's always something a little freaky about seeing the future portrayed in movies. Then a few years slip by, and suddenly the future is now. Marty McFly's time machine transported him to October 21st, 2015. And tonight, ABC's Darren Ravel goes for the ride of a lifetime in a pimped-out DeLorean straight out of Back to the Future.
We're descending toward Hill Valley, California at 4:29 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
Well, we're finally here. The future as imagined in the 1989 film Back to the Future 2. There are no flying cars, and Jaws stopped way before 19. But the Cubs could still win the World Series this year.
Cubs win World Series.
And there are these. Fully tricked out converted DeLoreans on a side road off a highway in a Dallas suburb, made to look like the time-traveling vehicles that were used in the films.
This thing is a hobby that turned into a crazy business.
Turning these vintage DeLoreans, a short-lived brand of the early 80s, into so-called time machines is the brainchild of Bob Mosley, a former restaurant owner who, as a fan himself, bought a DeLorean.
The thing about it is if you own a DeLorean, you're going to have to deal with Back to the Future references. So everywhere I went, somebody would say, "Hey, McFly, where's your flux capacitor?" And because I have an engineering background, I built a flux capacitor, I put it in the car, and the reaction of people seeing it was so great that I just kept adding on to the car until eventually you end up here.
Selling the cars for up to $100,000 each, including celebrity customers like San Antonio Spurs guard Tony Parker. Picking up a time machine on this day is Ron Laudner, the CEO of a telephone and cable provider in Iowa.
Well, it's the iconic year, right? An iconic movie vehicle.
Every wire in the car is exactly like it was in the films. When a part is too expensive, like this turbine from a jet, Mosley's shop makes a mold and fabricates it. Other parts, like this clock, he springs for.
This is the same exact Bulova alarm clock that he used in 1955, made in West Germany, by the way. That shows how old it is. These clocks go for $400 or $500.
And of course, when the car hits 88 miles per hour, the required speed to travel in time, according to the movies, which are being re-released today,
88 miles per hour!
Mosley has it rigged with all the bells and whistles.
Everything lights up, the dates change, speedometer goes to 88. So you really have the full experience of the time travel event. So what do you think? You want to go for a ride?
Am I driving?
No, I'm driving. But I'll let you ride in the passenger seat.
Okay, all right.
All right, here we go.
Now let's get this up to 1.21 gigawatts.
Let's see if you bastards can do 90.
I want to see people looking at us.
This thing is a dangerous responsibility because people are so busy trying to take a picture of it. Like, for instance, this guy next to us, he's taking pictures with his phone.
Just think this does work?
Sure, that's my stereo. Let me flip that.
For Nightline, I'm Darren Ravel in Duncanville, Texas.
And next, Darren's trying out the hoverboard.
Yeah, I think I did it. I think, as Emmett Brown once said before getting struck by lightning, mission accomplished. So, day 25 in the books. How exciting. Listen, everyone, you know the drill. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Geek Mentality. The Facebook page is simply Fans Not Experts. The website is fansnotexperts.com. I'd love it if you check it out. Right now, it's kind of been taken over by Marchy McFly, but there are a lot of podcasts on there, a lot of episodes. Geek Mentality alone did, I'm trying to think of the number. Last year, we did 31 Marchy McFlys, 25 Sitcom All Ye Faithfuls. So that would be, 56. Then one Joggis, 57. 30 movie months, so that's 87. Plus there was big screens Batman, silver screen Superman was thrown in there, which I still need to get back to. So I'm guessing maybe over 100 episodes last year. I'd have to do diligence and check the math. And we're already 25 episodes into this series this year. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot more with Geek Mentality through the rest of the year. That's my favorite thing about this podcast is it's me. There's no specific genre. There's no specific topic. It's like come up with an idea, and is it sustainable to be its own podcast, or is it something fun to do on Geek Mentality? And here I am, 25 days into the adventure of a lifetime. I changed your life today. I mean, if you didn't listen to this, think about it. I 100% changed your life today, because if you didn't listen to today's episode, you didn't hear me say cinnamon. That's the code word for the day. The code word is cinnamon. If you tweet cinnamon today, that means I know you're in this special club, this special group that actually listened to today's episode. And with that, your life has been changed. So until tomorrow, my friends, thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, and here is my theme song. This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans not experts.